comfortable?
Mm-hmm. Eat your carrots.
Eat your carrots first. All right, good morning, everybody. Today, we're going to be talking through the Song of Solomon, all 8 books, very short, 8 chapters, very short book. So today we're going to jump into a study of a book that most people skip over in the scriptures or read and don't wonder why it's even there. I, for one, never really understood fully why the book was in the Bible in the first place. And if you go by what the modern church teaches about this book, you'll think it's no more than an overly dramatic love letter. This, however, could not be further from the truth. Although the title reads The Song of Solomon, there's controversy that this book was not necessarily written by King Solomon, but instead for King Solomon. In the name itself, we find that the of is a preposition, lamad, meaning to or for, as in the psalm titles for the chief musician. The true portrait that this book paints of King Solomon is not exactly a flattering picture. We know from accounts written of King Solomon that he broke many commands of the Father, I may think all, and it was never documented that he was repentant of his lawlessness. In Deuteronomy, we find a few commands directed specifically towards the kings of Israel, all of which Solomon broke. In Deuteronomy 16 and 17, but he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt, slavery, to the end that he should multiply horses. For as much as the Lord hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart not turn away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. The command that caused the greatest downfall was taken unto himself 700 wives, 300 concubines, which, as we just read, was a prime example of breaking the Father's commands for a king of Israel. Many of his wives were strange women, meaning they were foreign, non-Israelite women, the marrying of which was prohibited by Mosaic law to prevent idolatry. This is exactly what happened with Solomon, and this is exactly why this book was written for Solomon. It's also why this book can be best described as a prophetic parable and equally the best love story ever told. You see, this book was not the story of a mutual love between a king and his wife, but instead to foreshadow what will happen in this generation when the anti-Messiah tries to come between the bride of Yeshua and her bridegroom. Does this seem to be a little better explanation of why this book found its way into the canon rather than an antiquated infatuation? Now I'd like to walk you through a narrative of the Song of Solomon and explain the cast of characters and what's happening. The Song of Solomon, SOS, kind of a heads up for English speakers, begins with the Shulamite family. While Shulam is not mentioned in the Bible, the town of Shunem was located in the territory of the Israelite tribe of Issachar. The terms Shulamite and Shumanite are widely considered to be equivalent, and this family consisted of a widowed mother, several sons, and one daughter. Their livelihood was in farming and pasturage. The brothers were particularly fond of their little sister, and they took her under their special care, promising that she would remain virtuous. Next, there is the shepherd, who throughout the book is known as the beloved by the Shulamite daughter, and the final character is the king, Solomon. In the course of time, while tending the flock, and according to the custom of shepherds, resting at noon beneath a tree for shelter against a hot summer sun, the virtuous daughter met with a graceful shepherd, to whom she afterwards became espoused. One morning in the spring, the shepherd invited her to accompany him into the field. But the brothers, overhearing the invitation and anxious for the reputation of their sister, sent her to take care of the vineyards. Now, I want to stop right here and stop at this part in the narrative and make a few connections. So first of all, why do you think the author set the stage in the spring? We know this because the shepherd was out grazing his sheep and the sun was hot enough to cause him to rest at noon. And it seems clear to me that the Messiah, our shepherd, came and fulfilled the spring Moedim, the appointed time, with his death, burial, and resurrection, that this would be the connection spoken of here. It's also why he is inviting his potential bride to join him, to get to know him. And let's look at a few examples of his fulfillment of the spring appointed times. There's Passover, Pesach, and the Feast of Unleavened Bread, which is Hag Hamatzot. In Matthew 26:17, and then verse 26, now the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, the disciples came to Yeshua, saying unto him, where wilt thou that we prepare for thee to eat at the Passover? And as they were eating, Jesus took the bread and blessed it and brake it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. 1 Corinthians 5:7, purge out therefore the old leaven, that ye shall be a new lump, as ye are unleavened, for even Christ our Passover is sacrificed for us. And then first fruits, Yom, forgive me on this, Yom Habakurim in Matthew 27:52 and 53 of the King James. And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints which slept arose, and came out of the graves after his resurrection, and went into the holy city, appearing unto many. And in 1 Corinthians 15:20, but now is Christ risen from the dead and become the first fruits of them that slept. All right, the Festival of Weeks, which is Shavuot or Pentecost, Acts 2:1. And when the day of Pentecost was fully come, they were all with one accord in one place. And suddenly there came a sound from heaven as of a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there appeared unto them cloven tongues like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them, and they were all filled with the Holy Spirit, and began to speak with other tongues as the Spirit gave them utterance. Then there's the invitation of the shepherd in Mark 16:15. And he said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He that believeth and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believeth not shall be damned. You see, Yeshua doesn't force himself on anyone. He invites us, and it's up to us to accept him, or we choose the consequences of not accepting him. So now let's look at the Shulamite brothers. Who do you think they represent in this story? I thought about this quite a bit, and it's obvious that they love their sister, and they don't want to see her being seduced out of time. But they did not see the shepherd for who he really was, and were trying to protect their sister for falling for an impostor. The same way the Jews reacted to Yeshua's ministry. The Jews were standing on so many traditions, their man-made traditions of their own, that they couldn't see the walking, talking word and the prophets in their very midst.
Made flesh.
Yeah, they were made flesh. He was made flesh. They were expecting someone very pious, very religious, no doubt, and one that would take charge and be the warrior that they had built up in their minds. And this is probably where why everyone in the story wanted to go see the parade of Solomon. Now that was someone you could look up to and respect. So let's continue with the narrative. The Shulamite daughter, however, consoled her beloved and herself with the assurance that an unbreakable tie existed between them, over which her brothers had no control. She requested him to meet her in the evening, and as he did not come, she was afraid and went to look for him, and found him, and her friends were jealous of her beauty, and wanting what she had, tried to tempt her with other shepherds nearby. But she explains to them with an oath that she will be faithful to her beloved. Shortly after this, when entering a garden, she accidentally met King Solomon. As with all the children of Israel, they would have come to Jerusalem for the spring Moedim, the Passover. Struck with the beauty of the Shulamite daughter, the king began to flatter her relentlessly, even though she told him that she belonged only to her beloved, and he was still intent on making her his own. He promised her jewels and mansions and the position of the most loved wife. When the beloved shepherd heard this, he poured out his love for her. He claims her as his own, as a garden enclosed, a spring shut up, and a fountain sealed. So let's stop again here for a moment and peel back a few more layers of this onion and try to figure out who the flattering Solomon is in this scenario. We've some clues to go on, and we know by this time that he has broken the commandments of Yah and is worshiping idols and living lawlessly. And we see that he meets the Shulamite daughter in the garden, and he is being very cunning with his flatteries. Does this sound familiar? And yes. In this instance, I believe we are seeing a shadow of the serpent in the garden with Eve. Okay? And the tempter to Yeshua in the wilderness. And it worked on Eve, and now Satan is hoping it will work on the future bride of Yeshua. But the Shulamite daughter is faithful and is not allowing his cunning and deceit to turn her head from her beloved. She's grounded. The shepherd knows this and is stating emphatically that there will not be another cast out of the garden, but instead, those that are faithful will be secured and sealed. In John 14:3 in the King James, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there ye may be also. John 4:14, but whosoever drinketh the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. So then we can look at Revelation 7:2-3. And I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. But the king, still determined, if possible, to win her affections, he watched for another favorable opportunity. He's always looking for a way in, and with allurement surpassing all that he had used before, tried to obtain his purpose. By now the shepherd is on his way to his espoused, and he hears her fidelity and praises her. The king had no choice but to let her return with her first love. On the way home, they visited the tree under which they had first met, and they renewed their vows of fidelity to each other. Even her brothers came around and praised her virtuous behavior. So we do see that Satan will not give up until the very last moment. I mean, it's either give up or it's over, you know. So, but we got to go to remember that he will lose in the end. And I have no doubt that we're living in the end times, and there will be many allurements headed our way. It's difficult as a man to see myself as this Shulamite bride, but that's exactly who I am and who you are too. I am the bride of Christ. We all are, regardless of being male or female. So in Galatians 3:28, there is neither Jew nor Greek. There's neither bond or free. There is neither male or female, for ye are all one in Christ Jesus. And I also find it amazing that when they returned together, they gathered at the tree where they first met. Although this speaks of an apple tree in the story, I think it probably could be an olive tree, you know. Romans 11 through 24. This is where the Gentiles are grafted in. This is in the English Standard Version. So I ask, did they stumble in order that they might fall? By no means. Rather, through their trespass, salvation has come to the Gentiles, so as to make Israel jealous. Now, if their trespass means riches for the world, and if their failure means riches for the Gentiles, how much more will the full inclusion mean? Now, I'm speaking to you, Gentiles, inasmuch then as I am an apostle to the Gentiles, I magnify my ministry in order to somehow make my fellow Jews jealous and thus save some of them. For if their rejection means the reconciliation of the world, what will their acceptance mean but life from the dead? If the dough offered as first fruits is holy, so is the whole lump. And if the root is holy, so are the branches. But if some of the branches are broken off, and you, although a wild olive shoot, meaning a Gentile, were grafted in among the others, and now share in the nourishing root of the olive tree, do not be arrogant towards the branches. If you are, remember, it is not you who support the root.
So we're not to condemn the Jews.
We are not. Okay, do not be arrogant. If you are, remember, it is not you who support the root, but the root that supports you. Then you will say, branches were broken off so that I might be grafted in. That's true. They were broken off because of their unbelief. But you stand fast through faith. So do not become proud, but fear. For if God did not spare the natural branches, neither will he spare you. Note then the kindness and the severity of Yahweh. Severity towards those that have fallen, but God's kindness to you, to us, to me, provided you continue in his kindness. Otherwise, you too will be cut off. And even they, if they do not continue in their unbelief, will be grafted in, for God has the power to graft them in again. For if you were cut from what is by nature a wild olive tree and grafted, contrary to nature, into a cultivated olive tree, how much more will these, the natural branches, be grafted back into their own olive tree? In John 15, 1 through 6, this is again in the English Standard Version, about being the true vine. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that does not bear fruit, he takes away. And every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes, that it may bear more fruit. Already you're clean because of the word that I have spoken to you. Abide in me, and I in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit by itself, unless it abides in the vine. Neither can you, unless you abide in me. I am the vine, You are the branches. Whoever abides in me and I in him, he is that bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. If anyone does not abide in me, he is thrown away like a branch and withers, and the branches are gathered and they're thrown into the fire and burned. I love this story. I'm not sure how many times I've read the book, but I do know that living in Yah's word, following his laws and commandments will align you with his perfect plan. And you'll feel the Holy Spirit in your lives, and you can pray and know that you're heard. You can read and know that you're given more and more wisdom. He will reveal things to you that you never knew were possible. And we have to continuously strive in his word so that we're able to see and discern his perfect will for us and our lives. To open new mysteries waiting for us. Remember what we're told in Proverbs 25:2. It is the glory of God to conceal a thing, but the honor of kings is to search out a matter. As is repeated over and over again in the book of the Song of Solomon, I charge ye, O ye daughters of Jerusalem, by the roes and by the hinds of the field, that ye stir not up, nor awake love till it pleases. This is our bridegroom telling us not to fall prey to the whore of Babylon. We're to watch and wait. Keep the oil in your lanterns full and ready, because the bridegroom returns soon. All right, that's like a narrative of the whole thing. So I'm going to read, and this is going to be out of the ISR from 1998, the Song of Solomon. They did a really good job of laying this out. And we've added notes like where it says the Shulamite daughter speaks to the shepherd. That's going to be who's saying this, okay? And then as we go down, because a lot of the conversations are intermixed, so we've added who's speaking through these 8 short chapters. So chapter 1, the Song of Songs, which is Shulamo's, that's Solomon. Okay, let him kiss me with the kisses of his mouth, for your loves are better than wine, for fragrance your oils are good. Your name is oil poured forth. Therefore the maidens love you. Draw me. We run after you. The sovereign has brought me into his inner rooms, and we exult and rejoice in you. We praise your loves more than wine. Rightly do they love you. I am dark, but lovely, O daughters of Jerusalem. Like the tents of Kedar, like the courts of Shalomo. Do not look upon me, because I am dark, because the sun has tanned me. My mother's sons were displeased with me. They made me the keeper of the vineyards. My own vineyard I have not kept. Make known to me, O you whom my being loves, where you feed your flock, where you make it rest at noon. For why should I be the one who is veiled beside the flocks of your companions? If you do not know, O fairest among women, go in the footsteps of the flock and feed your little goats beside the shepherd's dwellings. I have compared you, my love, to my filly among Pharaoh's chariots. Your cheeks are pretty with ornaments, your neck with strings of beads. Let us make you ornaments of gold with studs of silver. While the sovereign is at his table, my nard shall give its fragrance. My beloved is a bundle of myrrh to me, lying between my breasts. My beloved is to me a cluster of henna blooms in the vineyards of En-Gedi. See, you are fair, my love. See, you are fair. Your eyes are as doves. See, you are handsome, my beloved, yea, pleasant. Also, our bed is green. The beams of our houses are cedars, and the rafters are of fir. I am the rose of Sharon, the lily of the valleys. Like a lily among thorns, so is my love among the daughters. Like an apple tree among the trees of the forest, so is my beloved among the sons. I delighted in his shade and sat down, and his fruit was sweet to my taste. He brought me to the house of wine, and his banner over me was love. Strengthen me with raisin cakes, refresh me with apples, for I am faint with love. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand embraces me. I have put you under oath, O daughters of Jerusalem. By the gazelles or by the does of the field, do not stir up nor awaken love until it pleases. The voice of my beloved, see, he is coming, leaping on the mountains, skipping on the hills. My beloved is like a gazelle or like a young stag. See, he is standing behind our wall, looking through the windows, peering through the lattice. My beloved responded and said to me, rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. For look, the winter is past, the rain is over. The flowers have appeared in the earth. The time of singing has come, and the voice of the turtle dove has been heard in our land. The fig tree has ripened her figs, and the vines with the tender grapes have given good fragrance. Rise up, my love, my fair one, and come away. O my dove, in the clefts of the rock, in the covering of the cliff, let me see your appearance, and let me hear your voice, for your voice is sweet, and your appearance is lovely. Catch the foxes for us, the little foxes that spoil the vines, and our vines will all blossom. My beloved is mine, and I am his. He feeds his flock among the lilies. Until the day breaks and the shadows have fled, turn, my beloved, and be like a gazelle or a young stag on the mountains of Bether. On my bed at night I sought the beloved of my being. I sought him, but I did not find him. So come, let me arise and go about the city. In the streets and in the broad places, I seek the beloved of my being. I sought him, but I did not find him. The watchmen who go about the city found me, to whom I said, have you seen my beloved of my being? Scarcely had I passed by them when I found the beloved of my being. I held him and would not let him go until I had brought him to the house of my mother and into the room of her who conceived me. I've put you under oath, O daughters of Jerusalem. By the gazelles or the does of the field, do not stir up nor awaken love until it pleases. Who is this coming out of the wilderness like columns of smoke, perfumed with myrrh and frankincense from all the merchants' fragrant powders? See, it is Shlomo's couch, 60 mighty men around it, of the mighty men of Israel, all of them holding swords, skilled in battle. Each one has his sword on his thigh because of fear in the night. Sovereign Shlomo made himself a litter of the wood of Lebanon. He made its posts of silver, its supports of gold, its seat of purple. Within it was decked with love by the daughters of Jerusalem. Go forth, O daughters of Zion, to see sovereign Shlomo with the crown with which his mother crowned him on the day of his wedding and on the day of his gladness of heart. See, you are fair, my love. You are fair. Your eyes are as dove behind your veil. Your hair is like a flock of goats going down the Mount Gilead. Your teeth are like the flock of shorn sheep, which have come up from the washing. All of them bear twins, and not one loses her young. Your lips are like a cord of scarlet. Your speech is lovely. Your cheeks behind your veil are like a piece of pomegranate. Your neck is like the Tower of David, built for an armory on which hang 1,000 shields, all the armor of mighty men. Your two breasts are like fawns, twins of a gazelle pasturing among the lilies. Until the day breaks and the shadows have fled, I shall go my way to the mountain of myrrh and to the hill of frankincense. You are all fair, my love, and not a blemish is on you. Come with me from Lebanon, my bride, with me from Lebanon. Look from the top of Amana, from the top of Shinir and Hermon, from the dens of lions, from the mountains of the leopards. You have put heart into me, my sister, my bride. You have put heart into me with one glance of your eyes, with one bead of your necklace. How sweet has been your loves, my sister, my bride. How much better than wine are your loves, and the fragrance of your perfumes than all spices. Your lips, O my bride, drip as the honeycomb. Honey and milk are under your tongue, and the fragrance of your garments is like the fragrance of Lebanon. A garden locked is my sister, my bride, a fountain locked, a spring sealed up. Your plants are an orchard of pomegranates with pleasant fruits, with henna, nard and saffron, calamus and cinnamon, with all trees of frankincense, myrrh and aloes, with all the chief spices. A garden spring, a well of living waters, and streams from Lebanon. Awake, O north wind, and come, O south, blow upon my garden, and let its spices flow out. Let my beloved come to his garden and eat its pleasant fruits. I will come to my garden, my sister, my bride. I have plucked my myrrh with my spice. I have eaten my honeycomb with my honey. I have drunk my wine with my milk. Eat, O friends, drink, and drink deeply, O beloved ones. I was sleeping, but my heart was awake. The voice of my beloved, he knocks. Open for me, my sister, my love, my dove, my perfect one. For my head is drenched with dew, my locks with the drops of the night. I've taken off my robe, should I put it on? I have washed my feet, should I dirty them? My beloved put his hand by the latch, and my feelings were deeply moved for him. I rose to open for my beloved, and my hands dripped with myrrh, my fingers with flowing myrrh on the handles of the lock. I opened for my beloved, but my beloved had turned away and gone. My being went out when he spoke. I sought him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer. The watchmen who went about the city found me. They struck me. They bruised me. The keepers of the walls lifted my veil from me. I have put you under oath, O daughters of Jerusalem. If you find my beloved, that you inform him that I am faint with love. What kind of a beloved is your beloved, O fairest among women? What kind of a beloved is your beloved that you have put us under oath? My beloved is dazzling and ruddy, chief among 10,000. His head is refined gold. His locks are wavy, black as a raven. His eyes are like doves by streams of waters, washed with milk and fitly set. His cheeks are like a bed of spices, raised bed of scented plants. His lips are lilies, dripping, flowing myrrh. His hands are rods of gold set with beryl. His body is carved ivory, covered with sapphires. His legs are columns of marble, founded on sockets of fine gold. His appearance is like Lebanon, choice as cedars. His mouth is most sweet, and he is altogether lovely. This is my beloved, and this is my friend, O daughters of Jerusalem. Where has your beloved gone, O fairest among women? Where has your beloved turned aside? Let us seek him with you. My beloved went down to his garden, to the beds of spices, to feed his flock in the garden and to gather lilies. I am my beloved, and my beloved is mine. He feeds his flock among the lilies. All right. O my love, you are as fair as Tirzah, lovely as Jerusalem, awesome as an army with banners. Turn your eyes away from me because they overcome me. Your hair is like a flock of goats that have hopped down from Gilead. Your teeth are like a flock of sheep that have come up from the washing. All of them bear twins, and not one among them has lost her young. Your cheeks behind your veil are like a piece of pomegranate. There are 60 sovereignesses and 80 concubines and innumerable maidens. My dove, my perfect one, is the only one and the only one of her mother, the choice of the one who bore her. The daughters saw and called her blessed, sovereignesses and concubines, and they praised her. Who is she who shines forth as the morning, fair as the moon, clear as the sun, awesome as an army with banners? I went down to the garden of nuts to see the budding of the wadi, to see whether the vine had budded and the pomegranates had bloomed. I did not know my desire had made me as the chariots of my noble people. Return, return, O Shalamith. Return, return, and let us look upon you. Why should you look upon this Shalamith, as we are a dance of two armies? How fair are your feet in sandals, O daughter of a noble. Flattery, again. The curves of your thighs are like ornaments, the work of a craftsman's hands. Your navel is a rounded bowl. Let it not lack mixed wine. Your body is a heap of wheat hedged about with lilies. Your two breasts are like two fawns, twins of a gazelle. Your neck is like an ivory tower. Your eyes are pools in Heshbon by the gate of Bath-rabbim. Your nose is like the tower of Lebanon looking to Damascus. Your head upon you is like Mount Carmel, and the hair of your head like purple. The sovereign is held captive by the ringlets. How fair and how pleasant you are, O love and delights. This stature of yours compares to a palm tree, and your breasts to clusters. I said, let me go up to the palm tree and let me take hold of its tips. And please let your breasts be like clusters of the vine, and the fragrance of your breath like apples, and your palate like the best wine, going down smoothly for my beloved, flowing gently, slumbering lips. I am my beloved's, and his desire is towards me. Come, my beloved, let us go forth to the field. Let us stay in the villages. Let us get up early to the vineyards. Let us see whether the vine has budded, the grape blossoms have opened, the pomegranates have bloomed. There I give you my loves. The love apples have given fragrance, and at our gates are all pleasant fruit, new and old, which I have laid up for you, my beloved. Who would make you a bother to me? Who nursed at my mother's breast? Should I find you outside, I would kiss you. I would not be despised. I would bring you into the house of my mother, she who has taught me. I would give you spiced wine to drink of the juice of my pomegranate. His left hand is under my head, and his right hand embraces me. I've put you under oath, O daughters of Jerusalem. Do not stir up or awake love until it pleases. Who is this coming up from the wilderness, leaning upon her beloved? Under the apple tree I awakened you. There your mother was in labor with you. There she was in labor, gave birth to you. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm. For your love is as strong as death, jealousy as cruel as the grave. Its flames are flames of fire, a flame of Yah. Many waters are unable to extinguish love, and floods do not wash it away. If one would give all the wealth of his house for love, it would be utterly scorned. We have a little sister, and she has no breasts. What do we do for our sister in the day when she is spoken for? If she is a wall, we build upon her a battlement of silver. And if she is a door, we would enclose her with boards of cedar. I am a wall, and my breasts are like towers. So I became in his eyes as one who found peace. Shilamo had a vineyard in Baal Hamon. He let out the vineyard to keepers. Each one was to bring for its fruit 1,000 pieces of silver. My own vineyard is before me, O Shilamo. 1,000 belongs to you, and 200 to those who keep its fruit. You who sit in the gardens, the companions listen for your voice. Let me hear it. Hurry, my beloved, and be like a gazelle or a young stag on the mountains of spices. I'd never understood what was going on in this book till you start breaking it down. There's probably another couple of lessons in this small book.
Yeah, it's a whole spiritual level to it that when you see that, when you have eyes to see, oh yeah.
I think that's why it had to be set up the way it did, to tell you who was talking.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
it's very hard to see who it is, but when it is done that way, you can perfectly see what Solomon is doing.
Yeah.
The words he's using of his merchandise, of his golds and his silvers, and offering her everything under the
it's
sun,
an
the chief
allurement,
wife.
an
It
enticement,
is. It
you know?
absolutely is.
And then, I don't know if you noticed,
With her delicacies, it also says in like Revelation,
Yeah.
the abundance of her delicacies. You know. I was just saying in Revelation, it talks about the abundance of her delicacies. You know, just constantly. There's so many different things that allure us to the false church. And, you know, the deeper we dig into this, it just reveals those things. We just stay away from them. No matter how good it looks, no matter what it promises you, you know, the wealth of the world and all these different things, just stay away from it, you know.
well, pleasant compliments apparently have changed over the years, you know.
Yeah.
But if you notice, if you remember, when Satan was tempting Yeshua, he was speaking scripture, but it was twisted just a little. And if you see, the compliments were mostly similar between when the shepherd was speaking to his beloved
Yeah,
than when
he was.
Solomon was trying to entice her with almost the same compliments. Not quite. There's always a
Very
little twist.
good.
That's what I was catching between each conversation. I could tell what was scripture, and what was like false in a way. But it's kind of still like, what? Wait, hold on. Because it's also like two stories are being told
Yeah.
of this beloved and how he's treating then the other beloved. And then also, rise up, my love, my beautiful one, and come away. For look, the winter is past, the rain is over, it's gone, the flowers have appeared in the earth. The time of singing has come. I didn't write which one that one was, but I just wanted to put that I put like the
You
time
can
of
see
year,
that through
the
the whole
time of
book.
year.
Yes, through the
It
whole
goes
book.
from the spring, it goes through and then you can see it entering into the fall festivals because the fruits are ripening and everything.
Yeah.
And then winter's over and he's there then.
And then when the shepherd returned, his hair was wet with the dew of the night.
Yeah.
What about?
You know,
let's
I mean,
see.
He was ready.
he was ready, which
What
means
about-
able to show blood in the face is what ready means.
Yeah, like a reddish tint.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all caught about the watchmen. The watchmen, they abused her, they beat her up in the streets, they unveiled her. which lifting the veil meant uncovering her secret. So they knew that she was
Betrothed to the shepherd.
betrothed to the, yes.
Yeah, the watchman
So
who went
it was amazing.
about the city found me. They struck me. They bruised me. The keepers of the walls lifted my veil from me. I have put you under oath. And then it keeps on going. And it talks about his head is refined gold. His locks are wavy, black as a raven.
Yeah.
Who is that?
That's talking about the shepherd.
Right.
That is talking
Wait,
about
I don't.
Yeshua.
Is that talking about
Yeah.
Yeshua?
Yeah.
Because I thought his hair's. Didn't it say it's like wool and like?
Yeah, we took into that though.
Well,
that wool is
that's
even
in
like
her-
wavy and
It is,
thick. And
yeah.
It's just
so
wavy.
thick, basically.
Okay.
When I had a lot of hair, it was wavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did put Yeshua beside it just in
Yeah.
case, but I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to go back there and read that again. It's
You can look on this.
Well,
because the
what-
way
what-
colored
what
it
chapter are
is,
you in
that
right
was
there?
really good.
chapter 5, verse like 9.
All right. Verse 9. The gray here. See, you know, we couldn't really tell who was talking until we broke it out by who was saying what based on all the scholarly notes in the companion Bible that, you know, we usually teach from. And it lays it out, but it would take me like 45 minutes to go through one of these small chapters looking at the notes and trying to figure
Yeah.
out who, what, when, where, and why.
Yeah.
And
Me
this
too.
really helped me break it out so you could see who's saying what.
Here's an interesting thing too. In verse 10 there, it says, "My beloved is dazzling and ruddy, chief among 10,000."
Yeah.
Remember, he comes back with 10,000 of
Yes.
his saints. You know
Yes.
what I mean? Like,
That is correct.
There's so much hitting in every one of
That's
these.
that's why I'm saying,
All
you
over the
know,
place.
there's
It is prophecy.
it is.
Absolutely
It is prophecy.
there's probably at least 2 more lessons in this.
Just
Oh,
breaking
yeah.
out each one of the sections, there's
And
lessons.
historically, I had just read it. I don't know about y'all, but I had just read it because I felt like I had to, and I just kind of skimmed through it and I'm like, ooh, glad that's over, you know. But there's so much in here now, to me, to us.
Eyes to see and ears to hear, and it
Yeah.
takes time to develop those eyes to see and ears to hear. We have to be willing to tolerate his truth, and then the more we do, he just feeds us. You know what I mean? Same for me. Like every time I read through stuff now in the Bible, I'm like, I see it with so much more depth than I've ever seen it before, and it's just because like he gives us more. Like our ears get better at hearing, and our eyes get better at seeing as we continue.
Okay.
Good stuff.
Any more questions?
Oh, under the apple tree. I awakened you, therefore your mother was in labor with you. There she was in labor, gave birth to you, set me as a seal upon your heart and a seal upon your arm. For love is strong as death. Oh, now I'm tongue twisting because I have a carrot in my mouth. You'll have to excuse me. Where am I? Jealously, as cruel as Sheol, its flames are flames of fire, a flame of Yah. Many waters are unable to extinguish love.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
I
Yah.
think it's going back from Eve
That's
Yeah.
what I want to.
through
I mean, this is like these 8 small books. If you break it all the way out, you can do the beginning and end right here.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what I read. I
Thanks
wondered.
for that lesson. That was good.
That's what I was wondering. Like, is it going back to talking about the beginning? You know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think so.
there's a lot to unpack. I mean, it goes. I think it could even go deeper than that. It's just
I mean, the more you look, the more you
yeah,
find, I reckon.
yeah.
You know?
It's good. You did a good job. That's
Appreciate it.
I still want to go back through it because I'm like, let me go back through it again.
I still need to
'Cause
go
it's
back
like,
through it, too.
really,
I couldn't
it is,
hear at
it's-
first with the girls, and then like even after I said something, like she couldn't quite hear because
Let's see.
like a little bit.
Yeah.
Song at the beginning.
But so, and it's almost like 2 churches to me too, like 2 mirrors. You got Yah's church and the false church. I saw
Yeah.
that too.
Well, the brothers didn't see him at first.
Yeah. And then you have the watchmen. We know who they're from. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but the shepherd was bounding upon several mountains, one being Mount Hermon.
Yeah.
He took that back. You know. So
Well, cool.
All right?
Good job.
I love every one of you. Every one of you. I just love you to pieces.